Hey guys, welcome to the tavern and tonight's episode of What's the Wyrd, where we discuss some juicy backstage topics with our players.
Yes.
Tonight, I'm joined by
Silver! Or Jay, that plays Silver.
and I am Abraham, the DM for Mythic Wyrd. So, Silver,
Yes, the DM.
new character.
Yes.
3 days in, tell us how young Silver is feeling with his odd place among these very odd people.
Not only is it an odd place, but he's actually foreign to this place too, right? So it's very different from Silver, from going from somewhere that he was well known to somewhere that no one knows him. And with this rowdy bunch of people, it's definitely a lot. Yeah. Tough.
So it's been 3 days. For you guys that don't know, it's episode... we just recorded episode 16. That was live Friday night. But in-game, it's only been 3 days.
And that was a great session on its own. I mean...
Watch it. It should be live now.
Yeah.
But 3 days in, and we really haven't had a chance yet to see what Silver is about. Right?
Not yet, but I feel like there's some glimpse out there, a little bit of bits and pieces, like the clone. What is up with that? Because I, as a player, did not make that one up. That was all this guy.
Yes. So we did a one shot, and it wasn't recorded. This was before we started season 3, I think, or just at the start of season 3. Where the players got to play as Chaos Marauders that were going into Sylvania looking for the Eye of Assuring, or at least information about it. And in that episode, they went into a location where they thought they might find some information or find the Eye of Assuring, and instead found 6 tubular capsules.
Yeah.
And in those there was 2 were empty, and then in the remaining 4 there was clones of Silver. Now obviously you knew that was a clone of Silver.
Yeah.
But those players, or those characters the players were playing, didn't know.
Well, at the moment, I think that Silver thinks, well, it could be a couple of things. One thing is, obviously, is probably a clone. Another thing is, there is some weird time travel thing going on. And Silver does have in his past some weird time thing. So, who knows?
Who do you think is behind all of it? Who do you think is cloning it? Because obviously there was, in that same episode, it was almost like a lab. You know, it was professionally set up. Warpstone was being used to make the clones. So who do you think's behind it? Do you have Hunch as Jay or Silver?
Well, as Jay, I honestly don't know. I mean, nothing much has been revealed so far when it comes to Silver. But I have a feeling whatever it is, down to the bottom of it would be down at Sylvania. And that's where everything's leading up to at the moment, so...
Any idea, though, who's behind it all? No, you
behind it? I mean...
just a guess.
Guess?
Yeah.
Alright, if I'm gonna guess, have any hint of who it is so far in the campaign?
Yes.
I have?
Yes.
Alright, 2 guesses? Something got to do with the Black Mace. Or... Emily de Winter. She is too friendly for her own good. What is she up to?
Just a 1,000-year-old lady.
It's gotta be.
Waiting around, suck some blood.
That's all I've got so far. I mean...
So, obviously when we were creating Silver, one of the most exciting things for me was that he was from a completely different continent, so Araby. And when you came to me with the original idea, we discussed obviously where he was going to be from, and we decided on Araby, and that was super exciting because obviously the world's quite big, and no one yet has, like, before that point, you didn't even know of Araby, and that existed. So it's really exciting to see where this season's going to lead to, and then at the end of it, does that take us across the sea back to Araby? That
is something I haven't really thought of. That is interesting. I mean, if
do you think Silver would ever go back?
I think that Silver, all he wants is achieve this one thing, and after that, he hasn't thought about the aftermath. So anywhere he could lead into anywhere.
What's he want to achieve?
Revenge. It's a revenge story, but it's a juicy one.
So, is there anything you want to share with our viewers about his arm? We've obviously seen that pop up a few times, but that hasn't really been explained.
Not
Do you want to give him a little bit, give him a taste of...
A little taste?
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you're aware, Silver always hides his right arm, and when he takes it out, the arm's a little bit different. It's very pale, and the size isn't quite right. It's actually a little bit smaller than his rest of his body, and yeah, that's a little taste. You want a little bit more, or?
So, obviously, with that, we know it's not his arm.
It's not his arm.
So, where does that arm come from?
That is a good story, and that kind of ties in with his revenge story. Nothing has been revealed so far. But I'm curious.
Obviously, we know, and that'll get revealed to you guys as the story progresses. Now, let's talk about last episode. So, last episode was pretty tense for everyone. Everyone's
crazy intense.
Not morals, but everyone's kind of position was questioned, and Silver had a tense standoff with Father Belvoir. Now, what I want to know is, do you think Silver can take on Father Cyrus?
I think that Silver thinks that he can take on Father Osiris. I think that Silver's been through a lot worse than Father Osiris.
Do you know what he's been through, though?
He's been through a lot.
No, like
with Father? No. Yeah. But I don't know. Silver, that's the thing about Silver as well, is that he would get himself into a situation and where most people would think it, most people would, I don't know, maybe hesitate. Silver wouldn't. So when it comes to Father Belt, he's got that, what do you call it? Motivation or the drive to no, he won't flinch or anything like that, you know.
So again, obviously me and you know what his background and what he's been through is. How do you think the party perceives him?
I don't think the party's really been, I mean, so much has happened in 3 days where like Silver hasn't really interacted with the party too often, because everything's been go so far. I think the party probably sees him as majority of it as a merc for hire.
Just a sword for hire.
Just a sword for hire. That's just in the right time, you know. Right place.
Is Silver happy with that? Like, is he okay with you know, laying low for the time being and, you know, using them to find out, or not using them, but just laying low and just letting them believe that that's all he is?
Well, yes, in a way. Normally he wouldn't, but he's, as I said, he's tracking down someone and he doesn't know where that someone, it could be in the capital, for example. And the less that he reveals of himself, the more he has an edge on wherever this certain someone could be. You know, he doesn't want to. At first, at least it was kind of like that. Now there's a clone running around with his name. So
There's does Silver kind of trust the party? Like, if you were to reveal, hey, look, this is what's happening, which we won't reveal, stay tuned for the episode, but if you were to reveal a little bit more, do you think the party would back up and help Silver in this quest?
Maybe one or two. He wouldn't trust the entire party. I mean, he's had a lot of trust at the past, and that kind of got him to the situation that he's in now. So he's got some trust issues at the moment. Yeah. That's for sure.
Did he have his heart broken?
I mean, he still has it intact, that I believe.
Okay.
It's his own heart, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Unless you've done something crazy to it.
Find out. Alright, so some things that we have seen with Silver, one of the biggest factors that kind of only Silver has explored in this stage is the League of Champions. So the mercenary establishment. You obviously met Dowdek, the owner. You were given. Actually, you have the
really cool guy.
Yeah. Can you get the coin? There's a cool coin.
What's that?
The coin for Dowdek. I think it's in this tray. We'll find the coin for you guys. It's a real cool coin. In Silver's tray. So, Silver, if you haven't watched the episode, found a mercenary group or a mercenary guild and was accepted into them. You did have to share some information. So. Yeah, that's the one.
Go to the camera.
Yeah,
What's
maybe
up, yo?
go closer. So cool little piece there.
It's like a piece of bait.
Yeah. I think I think that's exactly what it is. I think it is piece 8. Pirates of the Caribbean, thanks for that. But what are
Good point, sir. Good job.
What are your intentions with that? Do you think they could help you?
I think it's more of personal revenge. Like, if he doesn't want a big crowd to, stand up for himself or anything, then again, what he does need help is crossing Sylvania, because he knows there is some pretty crazy stuff out there, and that's why he's in this group at the moment. The Blood of Icor is a different story. Now you
know the Blood of Icor through Dowdek in Sylvania at the moment.
Yes.
Does that obviously the party is heading to Sylvania now with Jace. Is that on Silver's mind at the moment?
It's on Silver's mind, but a lot of time has passed since he was in this group. So I think everyone that he knew from that mercenary group then is probably not there now, or probably be different.
So how do you think they would react if there was the same members? How do you think they would react to seeing Silver again? Do you have an image in your head?
I would hope that they would see me as the founding father, the legend. I would hope that would go through, but honestly, I have no idea what's in store. But yeah, I would hope. That's what I think anyway. Yeah,
cool. All right. In the last episode, you came to a crossroads where you had to choose between taking the contract, right, you had initially agreed to, which was to protect the prince, or take sides with Björn, Jace, and the rest to go into Sylvania. I want to know, why did Silver agree to help Jace, when realistically he is a mercenary, right? And that was an easy job, really. Well, maybe an easy job looking after the prince.
It's an easy job for Silver. Come on.
You don't know what I had hidden.
No,
obviously going to Sylvania is a lot more dangerous, and no pay. You're not getting pay either. What was Silver's thought process?
I mean,
making that choice.
There is two things. One is that kid is going to get himself killed. And I've seen him in a couple of previous episodes that once Jace has his mind towards set to something that he will do it, and he will do it in a reckless way. For example, he wanted to go speak to Tommen, and that was not the right way to speak to a Tommen.
He let the pipe do all
the work, but
and
I was more
pipe we mean
referring,
weapon, not anything illicit. So.
and I was more referring to the front gate. Like he was just screaming, going nuts, and he's got his own right to do it, but there's other ways to do it.
Do you think Jace is in the right, or does Silver think Jace is in the right for what's gone down in the last few episodes with him killing Master Robin, and then that leading to, the revolt that happened at night and all the people that died? Do you think Jace is in the right, or had Silver been there to guide him, would he have advised him against it?
Silver would probably not advise him against it. Well, first of all, let me restart. He would advise him against it. But at the same time, if someone gave him a contract, he would do it himself.
Okay.
He, with power, he's...
Silver doesn't really seem to like authority.
No, it's right? It's not authority he doesn't like. It's what they do with the power that they wield. It's the corrupt. For example, he doesn't mind Dario because he actually sees that Dario is trying his best. But someone like the the tax man, he would, if he was living here, he would definitely kill him himself.
Okay. Wow. All right. If it came to it, and Dario wanted your sword for hire to overthrow his father, would you get involved in that? If
it's the right time and the right place, with the right money, and I'm talking lots of dragons. Then he would. Even
if, let's say, Dario went about it the wrong way, would Silver not care and just be like, "Hey, this is my contract. This is what I've been paid for. I don't care." Or is Silver?
You're gonna have to give me a little bit more than that. Well, like
let's say he started slaughtering, beheading his dad, his brother, his auntie, taking out half of his court. We know some of them are perhaps, guilty, where others aren't. Yeah.
There's another thing about Silver is that he is obsessed with his reputation, and I feel like that would probably tarnish it a little bit. And if anything tarnishes his reputation, I don't know. You think that might? It depends. That's another thing about Silver. It's the job and the reputation for that job. I mean, escorting a prince, easy job, but that reputation's, will get him up there. But, I mean, yeah. He's not really well known in the Empire, but...
Yeah. Interesting. All right, we've got a few questions here from our subscribers. Remember, guys, if you guys do have any questions, send them through. Hit us up on our Instagram, our Facebook page, or on our YouTube page. That's probably the best place. Comment on our videos. We've got a question here for me, first of all. Oof. So, Chatty Momo wants to know, how do I come up with my NPCs? Good question. Sleep, no food. I lock myself in the dark room. That's pretty much it. No, I'm just joking. So with my NPCs, I don't really have a process, but the first thing that I work towards is creating or thinking of an idea of something that interests me. So, for example, Kathy, she is, you know, although she seems to be like a bit of a crybaby and a loving mother, that's what she seems to be, but really there's a lot more depth to her. She's got some cute quirks, like her tea is obviously a big one. But that's how I started, just thinking of something that would interest me personally, and then I know the mindset of my players as well, and I know they appreciate a lot of the things that I do. So that's my first step. Then the second step is to make that person real. So it's not just, you know, an NPC that I've chucked in. This person is a real person with emotions, goals, you know, they have their opinions about stuff. And then when I throw them in front of my players, it just makes them seem so much real, because any choice they make, I already have in the back of my head or in my notes that, you know, this is what they want and this is why they make those choices. So if you are looking for tips, honestly, my biggest one to creating your own NPCs is to find something that excites you. If you're creating a character that you don't laugh, cry, or smile over when you're creating them, that is a recipe for a bad NPC.
And I think you've got some really deep NPCs. I mean,
especially in this season,
very complex. Got some twists in there. Kathy, freaking adorable. Yeah, and even Doris, like he's got so much to him.
Yeah, and there's a lot more for this season that you guys haven't met, so stay tuned. Second question. Chatty Momo also wants to know, where did the name Silver come from? Because obviously we've heard Sylvanus a couple times before and your nickname Silver, but where did Silver come from? Where did that nickname originate?
Well, it hasn't been said in the campaign or anything.
Share it with us.
Share it.
Let them know.
Right.
The people want this.
The people. Okay, so Silver got his name from his mum in a way. His mum was, let's just say, needing of money, and she went to go sell him at an orphanage, and I air quote the orphanage, and she sold him for a silver piece, and he's kept that name Silver, and he's always tried to strive to be better than Silver. So he kept his name Silver to remind himself of the past, and that's where I think led towards the whole glory, money, merc, yeah.
Proving that you're
100% that this silver piece is now worth multiple platinums, like hundreds and hundreds of platinums, you know?
You want to tell them about the cool quirk, about your payment methods?
The payment methods? I mean...
So if you guys haven't realised, tell them it's cool. It's cool.
Tell him?
Yeah.
Well, he also doesn't pay with silver pieces, so...
That's pretty cool. That's deep. So, yeah, you only pay with gold pieces.
It's too good for that.
Yeah.
And that's like, every time he does that, it's kind of like a F you to mum, you know? Not, you know, mums are great, but this one wasn't.
That's harsh.
Yeah. Well, she did sell him, so...
Yeah, well, I mean... Look, if I had, you know, a baby with a weird arm, I probably would have sold you too, to be honest.
Well, to be honest, he didn't have a weird arm at that point. It was just a normal baby.
Very true.
She's a little bit heartless.
Yeah. Nah, easy. All right, guys, I think that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, we will be live with Mythic Wyrd on the Friday, so check out our Twitch. We will be going live on YouTube soon as well. And then the episodes are uploaded, I believe, Monday. So any questions you guys want to know, put them down in the comments, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. And we will see you guys here next time. Probably going to be a bigger one. We're thinking we're going to do a group one, so stay tuned for that. Let us know if you guys want to see it. And again, let us know any questions you guys want to know as well. Until then, thanks for joining us.
Peace out.
So you really don't